नमस्कार, साहित्य अकादमी की ओर से आप सभी का स्वागत है। आज हमारे बीच बोस्ना और हर्जेगोविना के महामहिम मोहम्मद चेंगिज जी यहाँ पर पधारे हैं। मैं साहित्य अकादमी की ओर से उनका विधिवत रूप से स्वागत करने के लिए डॉक्टर के श्रीनिवास राव जी से अनुरोध करता हूँ कि वे अकादमी के प्रकाशन भेंट कर उनका अभिनंदन करें। अब मैं शब्दों से स्वागत के लिए अनुरोध करता हूँ डॉक्टर के श्रीनिवास राव जी से।
Thank you, His Excellency Mr. Muhamed Cengic, Ambassador for Bosnia, ladies and gentlemen. I'm glad to welcome all of you for this program featuring readings by His Excellency Mr. Muhamed Cengic, Ambassador of Bosnia and Herzegovina to India. Under our cultural exchange program, we organize literary programs with writers and poets of many countries in the world. But surprisingly and sadly, we do not get to host many writers from Bosnia. Today, we are happy to stem the trend, and we are more than happy to host His Excellency Mr. Muhamed Cengic. Friends, Bosnia is a country with rich and long cultural heritage. Also, it is multicultural, just like India. Literature of that country is also rich and diverse and include vast folklore. Continuing from the medieval period into the modern times were great writers including Antun Branko Simic, Alexa Santic, Jovan Ducic, and Mac Disbar, followed by Ivo Andrich, Mesa Selimovic, and Jejom Topcic, Zlatko Topcic, Branko Popic, Skender Polinovic, etc. Without going into the contemporary writers and literature of Bosnia and Herzegovina, I would like to just point out that such a rich and vast body of literature has not been much translated into Indian languages all these days. But very recently, His Excellency took initiative and got it translated, the collection of best poetry from Bosnia and Herzegovina into Hindi, Khat Mein Surte. And the Hindi translation beautifully done by Dr. Pramod Shah Nafis. Actually, he was supposed to be here, but unfortunately, he couldn't make it. The literary paradigm of Bosnia and Herzegovina is very important in this globalized world, wherein cultural challenges are going to be huge in the times to come, and Bosnian literature may provide clues on how to adapt to rapidly changing cultural patterns. In the same way, multilingual and multicultural India can provide understanding on how to bridge ancient and modern, and thereby offer vital clues to adapting to ever-changing environment. It is in this context that this program assumes enormous importance, and also this is the occasion we can sit together and chart out ways to translate literature of both the countries into each other's languages. His Excellency Mr. Muhamed Cengic is a career diplomat with more than 2 decades of experience in the Bosnia and Herzegovina Foreign Service. And prior to his current assignment, He served as Ambassador of Bosnia and Herzegovina to the Republic of Indonesia, Republic of Singapore, etc. He has a degree from the Faculty of Political Science at Sarajevo University, Bosnia, and has done a diplomatic training course from the Institute of Diplomacy and Foreign Relations, Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, and his interests include photography and beekeeping. Apart from the Bosnian language, Ambassador Muhamed Cengic speaks English and Russian. And more elaborately, we are going to know about His Excellency from Minu later. And before I request His Excellency, our Honorable Culture and Minister, External Affairs Minister, Madam Srimati Meenakshi Lekiji, has specially sent a message for His Excellency that is very important for all of us. And Ms. Ankita Amal has brought that message. I request her to read that message and thereafter we will continue with the program. And we are also thankful to Madam Meenakshi Lekiji.
Very good evening to everyone present here. So, I'm Ankita Amal, an assistant PS to Madam Meenakshi Lekiji, Minister of State for External Affairs and Culture. So, Madam is in Agra for the program, so she's on the page, sent a message for His Excellency. Greetings to everyone on this special occasion of an evening of evenings by His Excellency Mr. Muhamed Cengic, Honorable Ambassador of Bosnia and Herzegovina to India. His Excellency has used his literary ability to describe the rivers and oceans of this beautiful land, that is India. To praise himself as one who, with real appreciation lies when someone from his foreign land gives a compliment. I thank His Excellency for his observation and good words. India and Bosnia and Herzegovina enjoy warm and friendly relations, and BIH regards India as a great multicultural and multi-religious democracy. BIH has shown keen interest to further develop and strengthen bilateral cooperation in all fields, including economic and culture. My hearty congratulations and appreciation that this meeting has been organized under the Literary Forum program and wish mutual respect and cultural cooperation between the two countries in future to come. With warmest regards, Meenakshi. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Ankita, for this wonderful and beautiful message for Madam Meenakshi Lekiji. We are truly grateful for that. Thank you so much. And thank you, Mr. Rao and Sahitya Akademi for giving us this opportunity for presenting this event here. We are truly grateful for it. And now I would like to highlight few contributions of His Excellency in the field of art and literature, art and culture in India. He has held many media interactions like Serio Business Forum with European Union, and the purpose of the Union Forum is brand region, brand economy to support and encourage businessmen. He played a key role in organizing cultural events and exhibitions showcasing Bosnian art and culture in India. The ambassadors facilitated the formation of the Bosnia Art Friendship Society in Serio, which works to promote cultural ties between these two countries, which is Bosnia and India. He supported the establishment of the Indo-Bosnia Culture Forum, aimed at developing and promoting relations in the field of art and culture. The ambassadors facilitated the opening of the exhibition Meanwhile in India in Serio, which presented landscapes and everyday life in India. And he also encouraged collaborations and partnerships between artists, performers, and cultural institutions from both countries. And I would like to introduce Mr. Murtaza Khan. He is a noted critic and journalist who contributed to various leading and national and international newspapers. So we are privileged to have them here today, sir. Yeah. Now let me say a few words about the work of Disda, the poet and artist. Disda wrote two collections of poems called Stone Sleeper and Blue River. And these collections combine different things that seems unrelated. He took ideas from the culture of Christians in Bosnia before the Ottoman Empire, and from the words of Islamic mystics, and from the language used in Bosnia in the 15th century. His poetry talked about old Bosnian tombstones with special writings on them that talked about how life is temporary. And he had a unique way of thinking about life and death, drawing from both Christian and Muslim beliefs about life as a journey between a tomb and the stars in the universe. And he had a very, unique style, his writing expressed both the fear of having a physical body and the feeling of being blessed by the universe. So with that, now let's hear more from His Excellency and my question, why are you so fascinated about this dance poetry?
I'm not alone. Fascinated with that poetry. I had the privilege to work on translation of that poetry in Indonesia, which was my previous destination. And translator of that poetry was the poet himself. The same situation is here in India with the Shah. So this gentleman was one of the two best translators from English into Bahasa Indonesia. And he was betrothed. Then this publishing house that was coordinating this process, they informed me one day that he was sick and that for that reason they will delay the process. After maybe one time I asked how about his health, and they answered that he was getting better, but he is still under medical care. So I thought he is old, who knows what would happen here. But then they mentioned that, he is still translating. How come? And they replied that he said that while he is translating that poetry, he feels better psychologically. So this poetry has something that poets can find important, essential, and I'm glad that Pramod Shah, he was going the same way. This edition that we are talking about now, it is our goal is just to bring closer poetry that we consider the best of Bosnian poetry in the 20th century to Indian audience. First of all, to writers, to translators, to universities. So almost all copies we are going to give as a gift to universities and colleges. The part of that we already did in West Bengal, and the rest we will do here in Delhi, in universities and colleges in Delhi and some other cities in India. We are intending doing this, we are intending to reach to professionals, to writers, to artists. At the same time, we hope that this is the way how we can raise interest in India for our poetry, and vice versa to have similar project in Bosnia within contemporary Indian poetry. So I think that this is the way how we can make bridge between Indian artists and Bosnian artists.
Just to mention that His Excellency has decided, intended to एक बुक है एग्जैक्टली वो सारी कॉपीज एक चैरिटी के रूप में चैरिटी के लिए कॉलेजेस एंड यूनिवर्सिटीज में देने के लिए किया है, सो दैट students, researchers and professors, teachers, whosoever, they all can read and they all can understand about humankind, and also to promote the culture of Bosnia, and to have bonding ties between India and Bosnia. So yeah, so we will be giving a lot of copies in all the institutions.
So I think to start with
readings by His Excellency, because he has written a wonderful poems on Indian rivers and all. So whenever he reads poems, whenever he meets me, I feel like he's very much Indian. Sir, please read some of your poems.
Allow me just to express my gratitude to you, Mr. Rao, who really honored us with this occasion and opportunity to present what we have done in this edition. I don't consider myself as a poet, but in India I had time to try, so there are India magic.
He's a good poet for a long time.
So, and I'm also grateful to Excellency Meenakshi Lekki, who is a really excellent person, and her presence in the diplomatic community is visible, and we are all having a very high impression about their work and contribution to ties in culture. So I'm really grateful. I informed her this morning and she found time to even write a message. I need her to do so much. Today my regards, Her Excellency. So when it comes to, I prepared 3 poems. They are all in English. I may start Sunday River. Okay. Sunday River, it is about, Sunday really has few rivers, but there is 5 rivers, 4 are flowing, and one is a river that was affected by drought. So a group of people who are struggling to save rivers and water, and they are part of NGO Hon'ble, and one head of this NGO is Mr. Rabindra. His nickname is Waterman of India. So I visited that valley and that river that they rejuvenated, and they asked me to write a few lines about my impression about this visit and what they have done. I think it is easy to write, a few lines of courtesy, but I found it is better to try with poem. So I wrote it in English. Now I don't know how to translate it in Bosnia. So it is a Sandy River tale. Can a river be a happy one if she never dries up? Can a river be a happy one if its dry bed never hear the sigh of a thirsty cow? The silent prayer of the blessed grain, whose time is to sprout up, whose time is to sprout up. May there be a happy river when the fish and the birds are not around, when the nests are eggless, when the cradle beneath is voiceless, when the ocean is waiting for my sand, when the ocean is faithfully waiting for my salt, and salt is not coming. Can a river be a happy one if she never dries up? Once upon in time, I used to be a happy river, with no drought in my memory, with no moon consoling me, until the one cursed grain of greed sprouted out, until the one cursed grain of greed rose and sucked my whole groundwater out, until the one grain of greed took away my salty tears and took away my happy days. Other rivers in Sunday Valley sang their happy songs along with their birds and fish, along with their brides and grooms, with no woman consoling them. For me, the monsoon rain was the only consolation remained. For me, the monsoon rain was only grain of hope that remained. Can a river be a happy one if she never dries up? I heard these words in the morning when high was sorrow, when hope was low. I heard this voice offering his hand, his heart and his mind to make my groundwater high again, to make my rocky bed wet again, to make nest full of eggs again, to make cradling again, to make my life back again. I have joined the rest of Sandy Rivers again. We are singing the same old songs together again. And while singing, I wonder, do anyone knows my happiness while I am washing the feet of the people who once joined hands, hearts and minds to make me happy again? Can a river be a happy one if she never dries up?
इस बुक का जो हिंदी अनुवाद है वो है खाक में सूरतों के नाम से, और जो जिसका हिंदी अनुवाद किया है प्रमुख शाह नफीस ने. उसका my question is, since you've had I saw that you had a long conversation with Nafis, right? आप थोड़ा सा खाक में सूरतों के बारे में थोड़ा सा बताइए, क्या है इसमें?
Firstly, thank you so much, Minu. But first and foremost, Excellency, thank you so much for trusting me always with anything related to Bosnian culture, and I'm grateful to you, Mr. Rao, for making this wonderful event happen. And as we have already seen, that this book, this entire poetry is very close to Ambassador's heart. And in fact, his time in India has made him into a poet who uses words like a sorcerer, or should I say, like a charmer, and bring two countries closer. This particular poem that we just listened, it really touched my heart, and I think it's so meaningful, it's so relevant at the same time. And when we speak of relevance, I would say that Baghdad, जिस पोएट की हम बात कर रहे हैं, जिनका जन्म 1917 में हुआ था, महान बॉस्नियन पोएट, और बॉस्निया बनने से पहले जो यूगोस्लाविया था, जो 6 स्टेट्स थी यूगोस्लाविया, उसको जो इंडिया के साथ एक हमेशा हमने देखा है, जो करीबी थी, प्रिंसिपल्स थे हमारे बॉन्ड अलाइनमेंट के, वो चीज़ें हमेशा इंडिया और बॉस्निया या आजकल यूगोस्लाविया को बांधती हैं, और वही चीज़ ये मैगज़दा की पोइट्री करती है. And I want to highlight why this translation is such a beautiful translation. I've been very fortunate to have interviewed, to have conversed with both His Excellency Muhamed Cengic as well as the translator Pramod Chandrapiece on numerous occasions. And one thing that I want to highlight is this actually book cover, which combines worldly art with the tombstones of Bosnia. And this is really a non-profit initiative. They have come out with a translation in Bengali also. They have just come out with a translation in Nepali. We have already heard about the Indonesian translation. But what I love most about this Indian translation is how worldly art is used on the book cover. So इंडिया और बॉस्निया को अगर हम जोड़ने की बात करें और मैगज़दा की बात करें, चाहे हम मॉडर्न मूवमेंट के दिनों की बात करें, तो जो बॉस्निया और इंडिया है उसके बीच में क्या सिमिलैरिटीज़ हैं, क्या कल्चरल एक्सचेंज है, जो हिज एक्सीलेंसी के टाइम में हमने इसको एक नए आयाम पे जाते देखा है. बिकॉज फॉर द फर्स्ट टाइम बॉस्नियन पोइट्री हैज गॉट ट्रांसलेटेड इनटू हिंदी एंड अदर इंडियन लैंग्वेजेस. एंड दिस कवर इज अ लिविंग विटनेस कि वर्ली आर्ट को यूज़ किया जा रहा है जो बॉस्नियन टोम्बस्टोन्स हैं. थोड़ा सा मैं ट्रांसलेशन की मेरी बहुत बात की है प्रमोशन रफीस से, थोड़ा सा मैं मैगज़दा के बारे में बताना चाहता हूँ. हम एक्सीलेंसी की और पोएम सुनेंगे और मैं बहुत एक्साइटेड हूँ जो उनकी बाकी पोएम को सुनने के लिए. थोड़ा सा बस मैगज़दा के बारे में ये बताना चाहता हूँ कि वो जब लिख रहे थे तो वो भी बहुत ज़्यादा इसी तरह के टाइम्स थे, कुछ अलग टाइम नहीं था. एक पोएट, एक फिलोसफर, उसके थॉट्स हमेशा वही रहते हैं कि वो आसपास को देखता है. तो जब उन्होंने लिखना शुरू किया तो उनको रियलाइज हुआ कि जो टोम्बस्टोन्स हैं, देयर आर 70,000 टोम्बस्टोन्स इन अर्स्टवाइल यूगोस्लाविया की अगर हम बात करें, और उनमें से मेजॉरिटी आई थिंक टोटल 70,000 में 60,000 सिर्फ और सिर्फ बॉस्निया में है। इसको स्टैची के नाम से भी जाना जाता है, STECCI लिखते हैं, और ये टोमस्टोन्स हैं, and these tombstones go back to the medieval times, 13th century, 14th century, so pre-Islamic times से हैं, यानी कि रोमन एम्पायर का जो टाइम था बॉस्निया में या ऑस्ट्रेलिया यूगोस्लाविया में, तब ये टोमस्टोन्स हैं। तो बेसिकली वो बात कर रहे हैं उस जमाने के लोगों की जो आज से तकरीबन 800-900 साल पहले जीते होंगे और उस जमाने के जो चैलेंजेस होते थे उनको फेस करते थे। अल्टीमेटली पूरी लाइफ जीने के बाद जब आप अपनी लाइफ के अंत पे पहुंचते हैं तो वो टोमस्टोन्स आपका घर बन जाते हैं। तो वो यही बात कर रहे हैं और पूरी टोमस्टोन्स को डिपिक्ट किया है बहुत ही खूबसूरती के साथ यहाँ पे वर्ली आर्ट के फॉर्म में। ये मुझे बहुत खूबसूरत लगा कि कैसे इंडिया और बॉस्निया 800-900 साल की दूरी 2 मिनट में पूरी कर दी वर्ली आर्ट ने, हमारे इंडियन वर्ली आर्ट ने। And credit goes to the ambassador because उनको इंडिया से इतना प्यार है। राव साहब के साथ हमारी बातचीत हुई है तो he also appreciates the kind of love and nurturing that Excellency has in his heart for India। अब मैं भी इसी वजह से उनके साथ जुड़ा। 2 साल पहले जब मैं उनसे जयपुर में मेरी उनसे मुलाकात हुई मुझे पता चला कि वो हिंदुस्तान से कितना प्यार करते हैं, इंडिया से उनका कितना अटैचमेंट है और फिलोसफिकल लेवल पर, स्पिरिचुअल लेवल पर। और मैं दिलदार की जो पोएम की जो लेक्चर है जिसको कि प्रमोशन नफीस साहब ने ट्रांसलेट किया है खाक में सूरतों के नाम से। और खाक में सूरतें आप में से बहुत सारे लोग जानते होंगे, मिर्जा गालिब साहब का एक बहुत फेमस पोएम भी है कि सब नहीं कुछ लालाए गुल में नुमाया हो गई, खाक में क्या सूरतें होंगी जो बिना हो गई। So basically here the great Mirza Ghalib, who's been invoked in the title of this, because the original title Stone Sleeper in English जो फ्रांसिस जोन्स ने 1999 में ट्रांसलेट करी थी, and in Bosnian it's called Kameni Spivak। तो वहाँ से खाक में सूरतें तक कैसे पहुँचे? वो इसलिए पहुँचे क्योंकि खाक में सूरतें भी गालिब जब जिक्र कर रहे हैं अपनी इस फेमस पोएम में कि बहुत सारी खूबसूरत चेहरे होंगे, बहुत सारे खूबसूरत लोग होंगे जो इस दुनिया में रहते होंगे। अगर हम आज से हजारों साल से लेकर अभी तक का ह्यूमैनिटी का सफर देखें, साइंटिफिक सेंस में देखें या किसी भी थ्योरी के सेंस में देखें, लेकिन a lot of that beauty has got lost। लेकिन some of that beauty Ghalib says has emerged in form of flowers। ये लालाए गुल जो है ये flowers हैं, maybe rose and all the beautiful flowers that we have on the face of this earth। So Ghalib is basically trying to tell us that maybe a lot of the beauty is lost, but not all of the beauty is lost, and a lot of the beauty which is lost is forgotten, but some of that has emerged in form of these beautiful flowers that we see on the face of this earth। और वहीं से खाक में सूरते टाइटल आया है जो प्रमोशन ने इसको दिया, which His Excellency approved with the which also the original translator Mr. Francis Jones approved। So this is all I wanted to share to begin with, and without much ado I will now love to go back to hearing more of Bosnian poetry, more of Excellency's poetry। Thank you।
Thank you, Professor. Just to add one thing, His Excellency loves to travel, and he traveled almost the entire India. And he has even been to Kumbh Mela, and I myself have seen those pictures, and they are just fantastic. So Kumbh Mela committee has, so His Excellency has decided to donate all these pictures to Kumbh Mela, right, Sudha? Yeah, and they will come and take these pictures. So this is his gift to that society. So I think we really.
And just to add to that, His Excellency now plans to have, an exhibition of all the wonderful photographs that he took in last Kumbh Mela in Bosnia, once he goes to Bosnia।
Yes. Yes. Please.
Okay. The other, I think most of you have.
We will have to hear it.
I'll start off with something. Okay, Africa is far from India, but I found that this content is close to India. Once I traveled from Herzegovina to Rishikesh, and it was some side road to forest, because I think we road was forest. Then somewhere, since I landed in India, I lost, So somewhere in forest, I saw the huts, 2-3 huts, Then I went there, and this muddy house, it was something I think most beautiful I have seen in India. It was a house that was growing from the soil, so natural, and so adopted to human needs. Inside there was family, private part where the mother was taking care about 2 kids, and there was a kitchen with shelves. Everything was shaped finally by mother, and it was too much light inside. The atmosphere was so warm. I took some photos of this house, and I think that current and contemporary architects can learn from traditional architecture. Because this house is, from an environment point of view, perfect. From health point of view also. Now I'm coming to Africa is title, but it is about something that ants are doing on the. They have underground cities with streets, squares. The life inside is managed in a way that urban engineers can learn something from it, and they are learning. I think maybe 40 years ago in America, architects were studying how ants were doing their communities. Somehow I was inspired with this, so if you don't mind, I will read the poem. Africa. The curved night sky knows why ant carries unseen cosmos on its shoulders, never getting tired nor neglects the load. The sky knows well why ant raises underground towns and squares, coaching skilled African builders to compose homes and roofs above them masterly, brick by brick. From the muddy sand they walk on to dream their sandy dreams inside, with no one of sandy dreams being elevated toward the curved sky and dusty stars, unless the dreamer in its heart discovers that mighty sky full of dust comes from nowhere, being never late and has nowhere to go. It simply enjoys resting on the ants' shoulders. Thank you.
Thank you, His Excellency. Would you like to read some Hindi poem?
Actually, this book is very rich in how it has been translated. It's very close to the essence in Bosnian. I just wanted to, read a small few lines in which Dizdar is talking about, mankind. Kuch baatein aadmi ki. And in his very essence, Dizdar is also, referring to a lot of spiritual references. Some of them go to Bible, some of go to other religious scriptures, but we sitting here in India, we can see it in our own spiritual way, our own scriptures, they are not very different when we read and try and understand this Dizdar in his essence. So ये 5 हैं छोटे-छोटे खंड हैं, इनमें से 1-2 मैं कोशिश करता हूँ रीड करने की. I'm not a poet, so पहले से मैं माफी चाहता हूँ because I'm not a poet and nowhere close to being a poet. But this is something that has connected very deeply with me. तो मैं थोड़ा सा यहाँ पे आप लोगों का सहयोग चाहूँगा कि please bear with me. So पहले में ये जिक्र कर रहे हैं शरीर की खोल ओढ़े नसों में बंधे तुम शरीर की खोल उड़े, नसों में बंधे तुम, ख्वाब देख रहे हो, ख्वाब देख रहे हो 7 आसमानों के नीचे उतारने का, ख्वाब देख रहे हो 7 आसमानों को नीचे उतारने का। एक दिल में बंधे, दिमाग में कैद तुम, एक दिल में बंधे, दिमाग में कैद तुम, देख रहे हो ख्वाब सूर्य का, ना खत्म होने वाले अंधेरे का। खाक में चिपके, माफी चाहता हूं, खाल से चिपके हड्डियों में घुले तुम, खाल से चिपके हड्डियों में घुले तुम, मंजिल कहां है तुम्हारी स्वर्ग के सिंहासन पर। सो आप समझ सकते हैं कि कैसे जो फ्यूटिलिटी है ह्यूमन लाइफ की, कि शरीर नश्वर है, वो कितनी खूबसूरती के साथ मैकदिसदार ने इसको यहाँ पे व्यक्त किया है कि आप यहाँ पे मैं आई एम आल्सो रिमाइंडेड ऑफ ऑस्कर वाइल्ड एक्चुअली हियर, द ग्रेट आयरिश प्लेराइट एंड यू नो वंडरफुल लेजेंडरी पर्सन। उनकी मुझे याद आती है जब वो कहते हैं कि यू नो वी ऑल आर यू नो लिविंग इन अ वर्ल्ड व्हिच इज मे बी कंपेयर्ड टू अ गटर, इट्स जस्ट दैट सम ऑफ अस आर लुकिंग एट द स्टार्स। सो इट्स द परसेप्शन कि आप कायनात की तरफ देख सकते हैं, आप चाहे तो आज हम देख ही रहे हैं कि हम ब्रह्मांड के अलग-अलग आयाम को छू रहे हैं, और फ्यूटिलिटी ह्यूमन बीइंग की क्या है वो कहीं ना कहीं मैकदिसदार ने इन शब्दों के थ्रू पकड़ी है। एक और मैं यहाँ पे रीड करना चाहूँगा बिफोर वी गो टू द एम्बेसडर अगेन। दिस इज एक्चुअली द थर्ड, जो तीसरा छोटी पोएम है अबाउट ह्यूमन बीइंग दिसदार की। अगेन वहीं से शुरू हो रही है। हड्डियों में घुले मांस में बुने तुम, हड्डियों में घुले मांस में बुने तुम, छील दी जाएगी जल्द तुम्हारी हड्डियां इस जाली से, छील दी जाएंगी जल्द तुम्हारी हड्डियां इस जाली से। जन्नत से निकाले गए तरसते हो तुम, जन्नत से निकाले गए तरसते हो तुम, शराब और रोटी को लेकिन मिलता है बदले में तुम्हें पत्थर और धुआं। देख रहा हूं मैं तुम्हारा एक हाथ, कहां है दूसरा, क्या अलग हो गया वह अपने भाई का कत्ल करने। सो ये प्रोबेबली रेफरेंस है केन और एबल को, बाइबल का रेफरेंस है कि केन और एबल जो थे, पहला जो ह्यूमैनिटी की हिस्ट्री में मर्डर हुआ था, एक भाई ने दूसरे भाई का कत्ल कर दिया था, तो बाइबल का रेफरेंस कहीं ना कहीं, और एट द सेम टाइम वॉर भी हो रही है क्योंकि वर्ल्ड वॉर 2 में सर्व भी कर रहे थे मैकदिसदार, तो वॉर को लेके वो एक तरह से ह्यूमैनिटी को अगर वो बोल रहे हैं कि सब एक दूसरे के भाई हैं, तो कि एक दूसरे को हम क्यों मार रहे हैं, हम एक दूसरे से क्यों लड़ रहे हैं, यही प्रोबेबली गांधी जी की जो नॉन वायलेंस की टीचिंग्स हैं हमें सिखाती हैं, और यही टीचिंग्स लियो टॉल्स्टॉय ने हमें दी। यही बात मैकदिसदार कर रहे हैं कि एक भाई दूसरे भाई से क्यों लड़ रहा है, एक हाथ दूसरे हाथ पे क्यों उठ रहा है। तो ये एसेंस है इनकी किताब का। इसमें इन्होंने मून के बारे में, सन के बारे में, ह्यूमैनिटी के बारे में, लव के बारे में, रेन के बारे में, सीज के बारे में, रिवर्स के बारे में, नेचर के बारे में बहुत खूबसूरती से, बड़ा ही दार्शनिक तरीके के साथ अपनी कमेंट्री, अपनी नजरिया, जैसे वो बहुत फेमस सेइंग भी है जो कहते हैं कि जहां ना पहुंचा रवि वहां पहुंचा कवि। तो आई थिंक मैकदिसदार ने वही किया इस किताब में, और इन्हीं शब्दों के साथ मैं आई वुड नाउ लाइक टू हैंड इट ओवर टू एक्सीलेंसी एंड मीनू to take this session forward. Thank you so much.
Directly one more poem for us.
I have only one more left. The title is Sagarmatha. This is, India is huge space, but it is between 2 lines. The highest regard and the lowest, the sea level and the Sagarmatha level. Everything that we live on there is between these 2 lines. India and the rest of the globe, there is no highest mountain in Himalayan, Mount Everest, Sagarmatha, and there is no lowest habitable space except sea level. So we are in between India and the rest of the world. I found it worth of writing, but you have to match it, these two lines, what is linked. I hope you will find it yourself, listening to it. Sagarmatha. One who finds a pinch of salt grain on the top of the Himalayas, he should add it to the good deeds of his own. Should not he feel a fear, salt is not going to disappear. With forehead exposed to the sun, pleased by her own might, tall and alone, every morning she mirrors herself over the ocean, falling in shadowless love over and over again. She is carrying back grains of the sea salt up to the heights. Rocky and alone, she knows that the sea water, under pressure and by the mighty will, can return back all her sky rocks to the ash, to the priceless sand. For it not to happen, plenty of fearful winds every morning, like pilgrims crowd running down Himalaya slopes with the salt grain on their tongues, to hug the ocean waves before the sun does the same, and to wait until dawn for one more morning of silence for him who is climbing Sagarmatha, for him not to looking in vain at his own sea salt grain.
Thank you, Excellency. I met Excellency in embassy, and that time he gave me this book. So I had a few points. There is one poem which I really liked, and I would like to take 10 seconds to read that one. So इस poem का जो title है वो है BBBB, and the title only caught my attention. That what is the BBB? Let me just read it. So let's read. BBBB एक कब्र के पत्थर पर 4 अक्षर लिखे थे, इनका अर्थ नहीं पता। एक शब्द एक ऐसा चित्र है इस दुनिया का जो हमने देखा भी नहीं है और नहीं भी देखा है। कुछ शब्दों से मिलती है प्रतिष्ठा हमें खुद से बदनामी। कुछ शब्द रह जाते हैं यहाँ, कुछ खत्म हो जाते हैं। शब्दों के अपने अपने रंग, अपनी अपनी गंध हुआ करते हैं। जुबान होती है कुछ शब्दों के पास, गूंगे होते हैं कुछ। So when you read these poems, आप रिफ्लेक्ट करते हो कि यार this is like our story, कहीं ना कहीं हम लोग की कहीं ना कहीं ये स्टोरी होती है, unrelated. So yeah, I really love that. So with that, so His Excellency, now tell us something about Bosnian literature and culture, because काफी लोगों को पता नहीं होता है, they don't know about Bosnian culture and literature. So please tell us something about that.
Mr. Rao was mentioning about some names that are representing Bosnian literature in 20th century the best. Recently, the one of our writer, he was a novelist and also working in theater. He was living between Bosnia and Austria. He was teaching in universities of Sarajevo and Salzburg, I think. He was writing also in German. He was appreciated. He died recently, so he was one of the writers that are last in this long queue, who were representing Bosnia in Europe, and he was very open-minded, searching and aiming to build bridges between heritage, civilizational heritage that we are carrying, and the Europeans, insisting on on dialogue. If we don't talk, we don't understand each other. So this is the opportunity to talk. So I consider this event today as an opportunity to talk, to understand each other better. This is our aim on the universal level. So for that reason, I again express my gratitude to Mr. Rao and all of you who are attending this event and making it memorable for me. I can't be objective, because I think that when you observe countries of ex-Yugoslavia, Bosnia, that are now independent, Bosnia is one of the countries that that was lucky enough to have important names in literature. One of them you mentioned is Ivo Andrić, who is Nobel laureate. Then other names are also well known in our region. So it seems that this seed of good writers and the interest for books is still vital, and I hope it will last long, not only in Bosnia, in all our region, and for the sake, for the benefit and better understanding, not in our Balkan region, in whole Europe and the world. And I hope that, in fact, we have ties in India. I am sorry that I didn't succeed to translate one book of essays that was written by a Bosnian author who studied in middle 60s in Hyderabad for 2 years, and he was specialist for Indian theater, Asian theater. He was writing all the time, and this book of essays has title Chakras. I hope my successor may continue to work on it and finally to translate it into Hindi. Although it is a bit old by content, I think some ideas are still alive and relevant for the situation we have today. And his name was Sutko Kulen.
So, Mr. Rob, should we have 5 minutes for the question answers? Anybody has something to ask, please?
In Bosnia, literary magazine situation, or how many literary magazines?
माइक ऑन करके बोलिएगा जरा.
In Bosnia, literary magazines or literary institutions like this Academy, their contribution or their situation is how? Which kind of? Literary magazines and literary institutions, other than universities and all, like this Academy or this kind of institutions.
You know that we used to have very important magazines, and the author Mark Disnar was editor in one of these magazines in early 60s when he was very young. Now a few of them are existing in online. I think the most important one was, and still is, if I translate it, live, that is promoting literature in Bosnia and Herzegovina. And we also have this association of writers of Bosnia and Pen Club, a few organizations, but think they are not so successful like your country.
I have Excellency.
Yes.
I'm just referring to the Honorable Prime Minister. One family, one. It's a unique. One family, one Bhavan. It is a concept. Very unique. I'm touching to your, as you have explained, culture. So my question is, His Excellency, what is the system, family system of solemnization of marriage in your country? Because after marriage, the family is developed. So what is the culture and what is the similarity in India and yours? We can understand from marriage.
You know, our family setup is similar to the rest of Europe. Of course, in our tradition we have, and we remember a time that marriage system was more similar to, let's say, India. But apart of that, I think that we are, as humans, we are facing similar problems and we are having similar answers to the problems. This poetry of Magdalena reaching to other countries or to audience, to readers in other countries, because it is trying to see universal facts that are close to every one of us. For that reason, this content of this poetry is close to this slogan you mentioned in the beginning. And this is the most important fact and the most important content in this book. For that reason, this book is not supported by government, by private publishers, but it survived similar situation in ex-Yugoslavia, our war, after war, and is still reaching to audience across the world. So the good poetry, essential poetry will always reach. We have the same situation, let's say, Tagore's poetry in our region, in Bosnia as well.
Well, it seems that we should all read the poems of this just so that we will come to know what is Bosnia. You can give it to Sahitya Akademi, we are happy to translate it to. Please give, what I'm saying, please give us the copyrights so that we can get it translated into Hindi as well as other Indian languages. So we'll come to closer.
Yes, I think it is something that we can put together with no problem.
His Excellency, I wanted to know that, see, language is a carrier of culture. So we are delighted to know that you love our country so much. But have you learned our Hindi Zaban or Urdu Zaban? Have you any plans to learn our language, or are you on the path already? Please tell us those words.
I am not talent for languages. When I was younger, I was trying to learn Italian language. Then I stopped. I still love this language, and English is something that is must. So it is not my love. It is need of day. So there are some words in Hindi that are similar to our words. It comes, I think, from commonalities in Persian language was reaching in history parts of Bosnia and this region, Arabic, and for that reason and there are also some words from Sanskrit, like numbers. They are similar to Sanskrit words. And Pramod Shah and myself, one day we were sitting and counting, and we found many words similar in Sanskrit and in our language.
And this book, Khatmi Sultan, is in Bangla, Nepalese, and what else? These other languages.
Rest is up to, I think, Rao sir, maybe in all Indian languages. Sahitya Academy has the power and the authority to do it.
Any more questions? So it is a wonderful evening with His Excellency Mr. Muhamed Cengic. It is an opportunity to meet. Actually, for the last almost 15-20 days, there is a series of farewell in different countries, and is very busy. And only today we will give a time to us today, but because he want to have a reading of the Sahitya Academi, that is his wish. Quite some we should be thankful to you, sir, in spite of your busy schedule today, and also thankful to our Hon'ble Minister of Culture, Tradition and Western Development, Akademi, kindly convey our thanks and wishes to her. And also thanks to every one of you who made this evening a wonderful evening. And I request all of you to join in a tea that we have arranged ourselves. Thank you so much. Yeah, and also we have brought some Hindi translation books. Those who are interested, they can collect it. Thank you.